Hi guys, welcome to POMCLOSET. Today I'm going to be showing you how to knit and crochet a bell sleeves dress. What do we need for this? First of all, we need the king size Addi Express manual machine, which I have been using for so many items on the channels, and today we're going to be using this again. The machine has 46 needles, so you can knit row or you can do the flat panels, so it depends on the design. And you can see here it's a row counter, so when you knit it helps to count the rows, and the spinner, the rotator, so you can do it backward forward. So I will show you how to do this dress with this machine. And what else do we need? We also need the yarn. So I'm using the nylon yarn, which is a bit thick, and how many or how much do we need for this project, I will put it down in the description below. So what else do we need? The crochet hook is 4mm. It's for this thick yarn, and a pair of cutter, the yarn needles, some stitch markers, and the tape. I have many of these of the designs by using this Addi machine. So basically we're just gonna do the same. If you're not sure how this machine works, it's very simple. If you check out all of my designs with these Addi machines, so you will get the ideas how this actually works. It's very simple. It's basically just rotating the rotators. Put the yarn underneath the first stitch, and then you go back front like this, and keep rotating the rotator. So you cast on for 44 stitches. This machine has 46 needles, but we're gonna need 44 needles. So keep doing front, back, and here is the 44 stitch, and then you open the yarn slot, insert the yarn, put it down, and you clear all the rows. So let's get back to 0. So we're going to start knitting, and I will put the yarn all the way down. So the needles need to catch the yarn all the way back. So just go slow first. The first few rows is quite what you call is in danger, because if you lose one stitch or the yarn needle doesn't catch the yarn, so that's gonna be a problem. So you will have to redo the cast on again. So I've made one first row to the end. The second row is easy. Just put it back, rotating it backwards. So you will need to keep going round and then back and round and back. Very simple. Just go slow and watch how the needles catch the yarn. You can lose the stitch very easily for the first few rows, and after you cast the last stitch, which is here, you just need to get back. So knit this for 100 rows in total. So just keep knitting this round. You are making the flat panel. After you've done 100 rows of the straight knitting, here's 100 rows. We need to cast this off by using the crochet hook, the 4mm, by getting the yarn out of the yarn slot. So I've done this cast off with many items on many videos. So if you want to check that out too, it's exactly the same how I cast this off. But for this video, I'm going to show you again. So after the yarn is out of the yarn slot, you just need to transfer the yarn to the crochet hook like this, and then chain one. The next stitch, just keep rotating the rotator, transfer the yarn to the crochet hook. So now you have 2 loops on the needles, and pull the yarn through and chain 1. So repeat, transfer the yarn to the crochet hook, pull the yarn through, chain 1. So I will keep doing this until I reach the last stitch. And here's the last stitch. And I will chain 1, and I will leave the ends like this, so without any cutting, and we're gonna do one more of this, so exactly the same. So let me check the length of this piece. The width of this piece would be around 23 inches, and the length I need to fold this so it's easier to measure, and this one would be 28 inches. So 100 rows, and do this for one more piece. I have now the 2 pieces of these straight panels, and they are the same size. So what we need to do, so I lay down one piece like this. This is the knit side and this is the purl side. So we lay down the knit side of one piece, and then you bring another one on top of it. So we need to connecting the sides together, the side, the left and the right side. And by doing, you put first the corners to the corners, and I will put the stitch markers on. So the corner, and also the bottom of these 2 pieces, and along the sides as well. We just put lots of stitch markers on left and the right side. After you put lots of stitch markers on the side, and we need to connect these 2 pieces together. Grab the crochet hook, and as I still have the end from the previous piece that I've done, I need to use it. I will start from this corner, get the stitch markers out, pull the yarn through at the first stitch, and I need to bring the yarn over from the back piece because I still still have the yarn left on the other side, and basically just pull it through. So there's no specific stitches. So what you need to do is just balance the two pieces, the front and the back, and insert the crochet hook, pull the yarn through. So just do the slip stitch. So move on to the next one. So you leave the gap around maybe 2 millimeter. So make sure it's not too tight or too loose. So you keep doing this until you reach the last stitch. So where the ends here, the last stitch markers, and then cut off the yarn, and you do the other side as well by pull the new yarn through and tie it, and then just keep going with the slip stitch like the other side. So I will complete the two sides and then I'll get back to you. So I have combined the two pieces together. The sides are connected, and I need to leave it like this first because we need to do the sleeves, and then we will get back to this piece later. For the sleeves, we need to clear all the row first and cast on for 30 stitches. So how to cast on is exactly the same as the back piece, but do it for 30. So here is my 30, and then I'll put the yarn back to the yarn slit and rotating it backwards. So just repeat how I cast on. Knit for 40 rows. So we need 2 pieces of the sleeves. I will keep knitting until I reach the row 40 and then cast off. How to cast off is exactly the same as the back piece and the front piece, which I have shown you. So I will then meet you at the end after you've done the 2 pieces of the sleeves. I have now the arm piece done. I've just cast off from the machine, so now I need to fold this, the knit side to the knit side. So basically just the same as the front and the back piece. Remember when we joining them together. So I have the yarn in front of me, still have the yarn left, and just inserted the crochet hook through these 2 pieces. Actually it's 1 piece, but it's just on the other side. And actually you need to put the stitch markers on, so to equal the length of the piece. I will put some stitch markers on and then continue doing the slip stitch on the way back to the end here. At the end I will measure this piece. So the arm, the width is around 14 inches. So when you measure this round, 14 inches, and the length of the arm, it's around 10 inches. Now I need to turn the piece inside out. I still have the yarn on the sleeves, so I need to pull this part a little bit where we cast on, so it's not too loose. You still have the first end where you started to cast on, so just slide this a little bit so it's not too loose, and the measurement has to be the same as on this part. So now I have the same measurement. So what we need to do for the sleeves, where's my end, is this one. I'm gonna change 3. No, sorry, I need to chain 1. So we need to do the single crochet first on each of these available stitches. So the first one here, I'll go to the second one here. So now we need to do the bell sleeve. So we need to add more stitches on here. I will go 1 in every single available stitches. I'll go 1 here, and you have this little row here. So I would do all the single crochets. I'll do single crochet all the way around. Just keep going in between the rows. So the next one, and I will keep continue doing this until I reach the end of the other side. At the last stitch, I will do the slip stitch. So the whole is completed, so we need to do the next row by chaining 3. I would chain actually 4, and then do the double crochets in the same stitch. So this is first V. The next one you skip two stitches, and you do the V by doing the 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. Skip 2 stitches, go to the third, do the V by double crochets, 1 chain, double crochet, the same stitch, and skip 2 to the third. So keep doing this until you get to the last V. Here's my last V. I will do the slip stitch on the third change of the first V, and then chain 3. You do the double crochets in the middle of this V, and then chain 2, repeat 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And for the next V, do the 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and then move over to the next V. By doing 2 double crochets, change to 2 double crochets, and you keep doing this until you reach the last. At the end of this row, you need to do the slip stitch on the third chain and slip 1 more stitch and 1 more stitch to begin the new row. So you now need to repeat this row, this fence row, with the 2 double crochets. So 3 chains, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and move on to the next fan without any change. And you do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and repeat. So keep doing this until you reach the last fan here, and then just connect the part how I have just shown you, and you keep doing this row until you reach the length of the arms. So I have done one arm. I need to show you how it looks like. It will end up having these bell sleeves here. So let me measure this part. So I did extra rows on this arm, and the measurement is extra 10 inches. And the total will be, I will stretch a little bit to get around 21 inches. 21 inches length. And you can try this on to see what it looks like. If it's too long, too short, so you can adjust the rows on this part here. So for me it fits perfect, the length. I like it this long, so I'm gonna do this on the other piece as well, and I will get back to you when I'm done with the other arms, the other sleeves. So the two sleeves are done, and I need to measure this part for you, the bottom of the sleeves. It's around 28 inches round, so we need to connect the sleeves to the body part. We have the right side are turn out, and you need to connect the sleeves to the body part. So here is where you connecting the sleeves together. This is the side of the body. Just put the stitch markers on the side, to the side, and I will go for one inch on the side and 1 inch on this side as well. So we need to grab the yarn, and I'll reconnect the yarn. So if you can do back loop to back loops, that would be an ideal. So basically on the side we're just gonna do the slip stitch. You can see here, just pull the needle through, pull the yarn through. You can find the back loop to the back loop. If not, you can just go along with the stitches. My yarn is quite thick, so I don't want this part to be too thick when you're connecting the pieces. And take the stitch markers out, and just continue connecting the two pieces together. I will do it till I reach the other side where I put the stitch markers on, and then do another sleeves with the other side of the top. So exactly the same as on this side, and I will get back to you. So far I have the shape of the top like this. I've connected the two sleeves on the side, and we need to work on the shoulder part. I will grab the yarn and then reconnect it with I will start from the corner here. So insert the yarn and then tie it. And then I will change 3. After 3 chains, I will do 2 double crochets together, one here and one here, and pull the yarn through. So this is how you do the 2 double crochets together. And move on to the next one, do 2 double crochets together. So I will keep doing these for the front piece and the back piece only, because the front and the back piece seems to be big and loose, and for the cuffs, the sleeves area, I'm gonna do only the double crochets in every stitches. No need to decrease on this part. So I will keep going round until I reach the part here where we started. So remember, do the 2 double crochets together, only the front and the back piece of the body only, not the sleeves part. The sleeves parts just do double crochets in single stitches. At the last stitch, I need to do the slip stitch. So the slip stitch on the 3rd chain where we started, and the top is still loose here on this part. I will do the same as row 1, same as on this row for 1 more row by changing 3, and then you do 2 double crochets together, 2 double crochets together all the way around, but for the front and the back piece only, not the sleeves part. For the sleeves part, you just do the single crochet, the double crochets in every stitches. So I will meet you at the end. At the last stitch, we need to just do the slip stitch. So just move over to the 3rd chain where we started this row and do the slip stitch. And I will cut off the yarn. You can weave them in later. So you should be able to have the shape of this top or the dress. So I need to do the strings with the tassels on for this part here. By doing the tassels, I don't have the cardboard, but I'm gonna use this one instead. So wrap the yarn around this card for as thick as you wish. So for me, this should be enough. Slide it out like this and get the crochet needles. Put the crochet needles in the middle of this yarn, and I will wrap this around. So pull it tight. I do it twice at a few rounds, and then just pull the yarn through and keep changing. And do this for the length of 150 centimeters. At the end you can just trim this. after 150 centimeters, I will cut the ends. And we need to insert this into the top. So you will lay this down and find the center of the dress. Here's the center. I put the stitch markers on. Then I need to insert the ends, which we haven't got the tassels just yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave. I need the crochet hook to help to pull this end. So I will insert the crochet, the strings here through the stitch next to where I put the stitch markers on. And then I will skip one stitch, go to the next one, use the crochet hook to help if you need to. Skip one, go to the next one. Skip one, you just keep going up and down. So I will do this all the way around. For this part, where the sleeves is, I will maybe skip two because it's very close to each other. So on the sleeves part, I will skip two stitches. And this one also, go to the third one. So keep doing this until you reach the other side, so you will meet up at the front part here. So I have inserted the strings on the shoulder part, and now I need to do another tassels. So wrap around the yarn over this cut. So the thickness it's up to you. It depends on how you'd like the tassels to be. For me, that should be enough. Cut it and grab the tassels from the top here. Insert it through the middle part here, and then just tie it. Tie it twice. And get one more of the strings, the piece of the yarn like this, and wrap it around on the top part here. I'll do it twice. Or more if you need to. This yarn is quite thick, so that should be enough. And we need to trim this. So the tops should have the two tassels, and you can try this on. Before I try this tops on, I need to, so you have the tassels, the string with the tassels, insert into the shoulder part, so you can tie it or adjust it to fit your shoulder. And let's move on to the bottom of this dress. For the bottom part here, you still have the ends where you started to cast on, so I will pull this a little bit to make it tighter. Because it's a bit loose now, so I need to tie it to make it tighter. So do it both sides on the back side. Need to find the ends. So that should be okay to fit my hip, so as long as I can get in. This is the size small dress, so the hips should be around, should fit 36 inches. So let's measure this. So that would be 24 times 2, 48 inches. So that is more than enough to fit my hips. So I will reconnect the yarn on this part. I still have this end, it's very long, so I don't want to cut it, so I need to connect the yarn together. And then we need to repeat the same as this part here, where we're starting to do the sleeves, to crochet the sleeves. So I will go with the single crochets all the way around. So you have the string, you have the yarn on this section. You just need to put the crochet hook through and do the single crochets on this first stitch and the next one. So this is exactly the same as the sleeves part. Just do the single crochets all the way around the front piece and the back piece. Also, at the end of the row, once you get back to this part here, just repeat this section. So you remember you do the V first by changing 4 on the first V, and then do the double crochet in the same stitch, and then skip 2 chains, do 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, skip 2 chains, go to the third one, do 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochets until you reach the last stitch. And for the next stitch you just do 2 double crochets in the V gap here, and then 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Move on to the next V, 2 double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. So all the way around, and you do this for 1, 2, 3. You do these 3 rows first, and then I will meet you at the end of the third row of these 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. On the last row you just need to cut off the yarn and then sew all the ends in. And here is the final dress with the bell sleeves, open shoulders. I need to add something extra for the waist. I need to do a belt. This is optional. I need to do the straps to go over on the waist. To begin with, just leave the ends for sewing, around 6-7 centimeters. Do the slip knot, chain up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then chain 2. Do the half double crochet on the third chain, half double crochets. At the end you will end up with 7 half double crochets. So 6, 7, First row done, and the second row we change 2. Go to the 3rd stitch and do half double crochet back loops only. So keep turning the works and do the back loop with half double crochets until you get the length of 150 centimeters. I'm done with 150 centimeter long for this strap. I want to use this to tie it on the waist so the dress will look better. This is up to you. If you don't want to, you just leave the dress like what it is. So I will sew all the ends in, and here is the final product. A knitted dress with crochet bell sleeves. So there are lots of beautiful details on this dress. You have the tassels, you can put on the crochet belt, and I really hope you liked the tutorial, guys. I have been having fun creating this, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comment, any questions, please feel free to write down in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.